You had mentioned a little bit earlier that you used to be able to find deals 10 to 20% off. The market sounds like it's getting a little bit more efficient. Is that because there's more land flippers? Is that because there's more information on the internet? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's probably all the above. I think there's more land flippers out there now. I think people are seeing the value of land a lot more now than they used to. I think
Mhm.
people have migrated a lot more out to rural areas more than in recent memory because of the pandemic and that kind of thing. The housing market is insane right now. It's very hard to find affordable housing anywhere. So it's similar to when I decided to build a new storage facility. I never really set out to try to do that. I didn't want to. I wanted to buy an existing one, but all I could ever find were people who wanted twice what their facilities were worth, like just terrible deals. And all of a sudden, new construction made sense. I think there's this similar thing going on with housing, even though it's still crazy expensive. Like existing houses are also crazy expensive, so people are considering that more now. I even know a lot of house wholesalers who have left households to get into land because it's just easier from several different angles to find deals. You don't have to deal with people as much. Yeah, I think the one big drawback that land still has, and probably always will have, is that it's still a bit more difficult to pin a very precise value on land. And that kind of depends on the property. Sometimes vacant lots have plenty of comps and it's fairly obvious. But a lot of times in rural areas, a lot of vacant lots are literally one of a kind, and you can't find any apples to apples comparisons, which kind of leaves you in this place where you have to guess around a little bit without absolute certainty of what that thing is worth. So that's one drawback, but the other advantages usually, in my opinion, outweigh that.
What's your favorite way to contact and find leads for these types of properties?
Probably my website because I don't have to do a whole lot of work and they come to me and they just, and it's free kind of thing. And the downside of that is I don't really get to choose where they come from or when they come in or if they come in at all. Sometimes there's like stretches of times where it just doesn't generate anything. And part of that is because I'm focusing purely on organic, which is just, it's harder to control that kind of thing. But again, when it happens, it's just delivered in a very convenient format. I don't necessarily have to get on the phone with them. They've already answered all my questions in my sell your property submission form. So I think I like that a lot. I just wish I could say, give me a lot more of these and give them to me from this specific place, which you probably can
Yeah.
do if I were to get more into paid ads in some way, if I could figure that out, but I'm not currently doing that.
And when you were doing cold outreach, which I'm sure you were at some point, what was your
Yeah.
most effective method?
Yeah. Historically, it was direct mail, but I do think direct mail has gotten a lot more competitive and response rates have gone down a lot. And it's bringing people to this place, understandably, of like, how much is this going to cost me versus the number of deals it's going to get me? Like, it used to be a much more obvious no brainer decision than it is now. I just think there's different economies of scale people have to think about now. Like, I'm going to be spending 10 grand on a direct mail campaign. I can't only survive on a couple deals that are going to make me a few $1,000. That's a wash. Or I'm going to lose money, even if I do everything right and put all the work into it. So people are having to figure out like, if I do this, I need to make sure every deal I get is not necessarily a home run, but it's got to make a fair amount of money to justify the cost.